been all season from Stamper? Better question, what is that still doing on your head? Give it to me. Wait, what are you doing? Good. What am I going to do now? I'm Jersey guy with my nice hat. What? If you want it, now that I'm going to shoot the Preds fan reaction, you can go downstairs and get it at the ground as I threw it off of the patio like we should when there's a hat trick. You ever just want to get down on one knee and thank the hockey gods upstairs that throw Forsberg as a Nashville Predator? Hey everybody, it's Jersey Guy. Hold my beer. Are you sure you want me here? Hat trick watch anybody? Is it really somewhere that we owe a massive debt to the hockey gods? Again and again and again. You're like a kid again, Johnny. Is this happening? Is this happening? Is this happening? This isn't an ad for some dang cookie. I want a piece of that action. Well, you don't have to tell me twice. What do you have to tell me that is going to make me feel positive? And maybe the Titans won't let us down on Thursday. Preds, walk it off! Okay, on with Johnny's reaction video.
Redemption take you home.
Yes, I know. Many of you in Preds Nation, including me, were disappointed that the Preds were very, very quiet, like Budget Bunny, trying to avoid Elmer Fudd during the NHL trade deadline on Friday. Was Colt Sissons traded away for something that he could have fetched because he had a term? Nope. Was Michael McCarron traded away for a team that needed toughness? Nope. Hey, was even the Factor traded away for maybe a good load because he's got 2 years of term left after this one and has already proven himself to be a Stanley Cup winner? Nope. About 2 hours after the NHL trade deadline, and I told some Preds friends of mine that, hey, wait a while because sometimes trades take a while to filter through, because I still remember when I was 19, 20 years old when the Alex McGillney for Brendan Morrison trade happened. That took about 90 minutes after the trade deadline to filter through. I didn't think we'd have to wait over 2 hours for a trade to filter through. And yay, it was Mark Jankowski for a 5th round pick. Is it a 2025? Is it 2026? I don't really care. I just wish Trotzy could have gotten more. I know it settled for just that draft pick on that day. But heck, the draft picks that he did trade for were for 2026. And that draft is supposed to be high quality. So let's get on with the fan reaction and I'll try to cheer you up. Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeated Chicago Blackhawks by a final score of 3-2 in overtime on the back of a hat trick by one Steven Stamkos. Preds fans, I'm going to do my very best to do the Preds fan reaction video in a good, concise, maybe shorter than usual time because of great old daylight savings time, which means that I have to get to bed at a decent time so I get decent sleep since I'm losing an hour of sleep and I still have to work tomorrow. At least on the positive side, if I had to get stuck with daylight savings time being tonight, I also got the benefit, thank you God, finally, for the first time since Christmas Eve on NHL Center Ice, they gave me the FanDuel channel. It shouldn't have taken this long between games to get them once again. Thank God for the Preds feed. As for the first period, it went by rather quick. That'll happen when there's no scoring, and it was aggravating though because the Preds were massively outshooting the Blackhawks throughout, had the majority of the chances. They were buzzing. Soderblom was standing on his cabeça. For those who don't know, that's Portuguese for head. And if it wasn't for him, maybe if Spencer Knight, who had just got traded to the Blackhawks from the Panthers, maybe if he was in that, maybe the Preds would have potted a goal or two. Scoreless after one. Preds outshooting the Blackhawks 16-6. Please don't tell me they're going to get goalied by the Blackhawks tonight. After the Blackhawks had opened the scoring in the second period, up 1-0 on a shot by Alex Vlasic that deflected off of Ryan O'Reilly's foot, well, the Preds get an opportunistic power play opportunity. Alex Martinez of the Blackhawks gets called for a double minor on Jonathan Marchessault, high-sticking him, which means the Preds have 4 minutes of power play to work with. Oh, and maybe that positive sign, because only 15 seconds to get right to work on the power play. Marchessault, who drew the penalty, was able to set up Stamkos in the slots, and he beats Soderblom. Game tied at 1. If you remember from the Bruins game, Stamkos scored in that game, tying him with Mike Bossy in the NHL all-time goal scorers. Well, now Stamkos has moved ahead of him into 23rd all-time. And then after that, I don't know what was more disappointing, the fact that the Preds couldn't score a second power play goal in the second half of that double minor, or the fact that they almost gave up a 2-on-0 goal to the Blackhawks, but Justus Annunen, who was in net for this game, bailed them out. We reached the second half of the second period. Blackhawks giving much more of a fight than they did in the first. I hope the Preds at that point were prepared that this wasn't just going to be a cakewalk over former Big Brother. Under 8 minutes left to go in the second. Face-off win in the Blackhawks zone. Puck is passed around down low. Oh, and guess who's in the slot once again? Steven Stamkos. He thinks, what's so good about one goal? Let me score another. And that goal that he would score past Soderblom gives him another 20-goal season. Yes, it's not 30 goals or 40 goals like he got last year, but Stamkos has been decent, and he's still got goal-scoring prowess within him. And then it looked like a hat trick was in the stars for Stamkos in this one, because with about 3 minutes left, Stamkos gets a break. He goes right in. He beats Soderblom, but the ref waves it off. It's like we're all like, as some hats fly onto the ice. What? How can you do that? That's Steven Stamkos, ref. How can you take that away from? Oh, even FanDuel admitted it when they showed the replay. It got played on a high stick. Yeah, we'd want that goal to be called back if it was scored against us too. Preds maintain their 1-goal lead up 2-1 after 2 periods, out shooting the Blackhawks 27-17. Easy going third period, it would appear, until about 4.5 minutes in, play in the Preds zone, and Louis Crevier, I hope I'm saying that name right, I apologize if I didn't, takes a shot that beats Annunen. Oh, that's a bit of a softie. He's going to want that one back. It's like, yay, okay, let's bring on the tank tie 2-2. Oh, no, wait, hold up. FanDuel shows on the replay, and sure enough, Lawrence Filoni tells Andrew Burnett to challenge that, and yes, it was offside because the kid, Connor Bedard, didn't enter the zone fast enough. He'll learn, maybe not against the Preds, hopefully, but he was a little slow on his zone entry, allowing a teammate to pass him first, making the play offside. Preds still lead 2-1. Then after Colton Dach takes exception to a completely legal hit dished out by Justin Barron on Frank Nazar, Barron obliges Dach's request for a fight. Pretty even. Good clean fight, but correctly the refs assess each player 5 minutes for fighting and give Dach the extra 2 minutes for instigating. And the Preds do what I have said for 5.5+ fan reactions. Now, season's full of don't play with your food, put them away when you have a chance. Under 8 minutes left to go now, Ryan Donato of the Blackhawks has the puck behind his net, sets up Ilya Mikheyev in the slot, who beats Annunen. And now we have a brand new hockey game tied at 2. Then one of the closest pucks Forsberg will ever have a chance of scoring that Hill would have loved to have gone into the net with about 6 minutes left to go in regulation. He gets a shot off in the Blackhawks zone. Soderblom tries to make a save, but it gets by him and is right on the line as Forsberg tries to sweep in there and tuck it home, as Soderblom scrambles back and keeps it out somehow, some way. Under 5 minutes left to go in regulation, I start thinking out loud on X. It's like, don't the Preds know that me and a lot of Preds fans who may be watching this game, or heaven forbid at this game having to go home, we're going to lose an hour of sleep tonight, and some of us, like me, have to work tomorrow. Can't we just get this game over with No, 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 no. The hockey gods is like, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, Johnny. Past 90 seconds left to go in regulations, the team's trade chances, but nope. I have to wait a little bit longer before I can wrap this fan reaction up. This game is tied at 2 after 60 minutes. All right, Preds Nation, this game took over 2.5 minutes of overtime to conclude. Let's just skip the intro to it and get right to the meat of overtime. Spencer Snatsy carries the puck in and gets it back to Fedor Svechkov, who can see somebody streaking down his left, so we think, oh, hey Steven, would you like this served to you on a silver platter? Here you go. Hey, thanks, Svech. Don't mind if I do, as Soderblom is way out of position, comes trying to slide over, and Stamkos pinpoints it to the top of the net that Soderblom can't reach it. It goes in. That is Steven Stamkos' 14th hat trick of his career. Better yet, it's his 3rd in this game as the Preds walk it off against the hated Chicago Blackhawks and win this game 3-2. Well, if you're a diehard Preds fan, obviously you're happy that they won and that they're happy that they beat Chicago, but that this team has now won 3 games in a row, making it a little harder to cling to a top 3 draft position. But at least it was in overtime. Chicago got a point, so they won't be 2 points more behind them. And considering the fact that the Preds now have San Jose on Tuesday, maybe the little bit of me that wants this team to tank a little bit since the playoffs are pretty much out of the question is like, oh, maybe San Jose will finally be hungry to end the Preds' long winning streak that they have against that franchise. Because now the Preds on Tuesday start a 3-game California road trip. Thank God no more late games for you guys or for me watching this team after this 3-game road trip concludes, which will mean Anaheim on Friday, at least, unless it's changed, I haven't checked. The Saturday game against Los Angeles is a 5 o'clock local start, 5 o'clock my time, not some 7:30 game that will be way too late for you guys before they come back home. Now it's just a matter of seeing if this team can build up some chemistry, some confidence, giving us something to look forward to going into next season. Now with 19 games left to go in this regular season for the Preds before it concludes and we have a long off season to come. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click a like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media and interact with me during every Preds game or any Preds trades that come up. Well, obviously now it'll be after the off season. By clicking on the channel name, tell all your friends about Redemption. Games like this one, Preds Nation, is why you sign Steven Stamkos. It just would have been nice if he had been more consistent like tonight earlier in the season.